Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama. Today I am bringing you a PvT. This is going to be on Daybreak, and it is going to be a ladder game, it looks like, between ROOTAxeltoss, as you all know probably, a well-known caster, good friend of mine, spawning down in the bottom left corner, and up in the top right we do have the barcode Terran who decided to only use a couple of barcodes. So 5L. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, so I generally when you see the barcode it's always maxed out to the max barcode, but he's just gonna go for 5 this time. So it looks like both players is possibly not going to be a ladder game. I'm not sure. It's on a ladder map at the very least. We can determine that, but it looks like the players possibly do know each other as they are talking about how both of them are trying to get back into it, so maybe a sloppy game. We'll have to see exactly how it's going to go here. I'd imagine, though, it'll still be a pretty good game. ROOTAxeltoss did send this to me, and he said, great game. Make sure to cast this one. It's going to be pretty good. So we'll go ahead and see. I'll trust him on that and see exactly how it plays out. So it looks like just going to be a standard 13 gate opener and a gasless Rax possibly. We'll have to see if he takes his gas here at 75 or not. Very, very key, and it doesn't look like he's taking the gas, so most likely a gasless expand judging by this. But of course we could see a 2 Rax. Not really. I don't know. We could see something. We'll have to see exactly. So there he's pulling 2 SCVs out actually. And what trick is he gonna do? He's gonna run them right by. So where is he rallied to? I am very curious. Okay, so maybe that wasn't an accident at all. Or I mean maybe that was an accident after all. Looks like he just accidentally selected 2 SCVs to send them to go down to the Protoss base for scouting purposes. So looked a little bit curious as to what exactly he was doing. I thought he was maybe going to go try and drop 2 proxy racks and go for a 3 racks SCV all in there, which still could have possibly been what he was doing, but then when it was scouted he possibly decided to just change his mind on that and not really go for it. But he will be able to get in, go for a scout. Right now Axetos still sitting on this 1 gas 1 gate cybercore right here, and we'll have to see if he's going to go for a 1 gate expand off of this or whatnot. He is pushing out with a zealot and a probe though, so very interesting, and he did lose the probe in the base, so I guess that might be why he is sending out that second probe. Unless, of course, it is to just drop a proxy pylon somewhere up here, as he may be going for some sort of aggression. The SCV is still chilling right inside the base, so the SCV, or the Zealot, was unable to really poke away and get rid of that. And it looks like the Probe and Zealot are going to be pushing up. They're going to be able to snipe off this Marine right here, unfortunately. And will the bunker go up? No, it will not. The bunker stops at 391 out of 400, and now 397 out of 400. Axeltoss able to snipe off 2 SCVs trying to finish this bunker right here. So unfortunately for him, for Barcode, it's not going to finish there until just a touch. So literally just a touch. That was what, 397 out of 400. That's ridiculous. Will he get another SCV? It's going to be close. Looks like it will be able to escape though, and so the Zealot will eventually go down, but it did pay for itself, I do believe, with as much as it killed, and yet another Zealot able to do a decent amount of damage. Now going to hightail it out of there, of course not wanting to take any hold damage, just getting a little damage on the shields. So just a 1-Rax expand from him, and ROOTAxeltoss still chilling. There it is. So he does drop the expansion. I was like, where did all of his money go? Now going to be dropping his Nexus for a 1 gate FE as well. So both players playing pretty standard here at the moment. We do see 4 racks though coming down, as well as the double refinery right here. So that's a little bit interesting. A lot of times you'll only see 3 racks off of that, and then they'll be getting a factory when they get their gas. So they can, of course, get to those medevacs, but the 4 racks is indicating a little bit of earlier aggression, most likely. So he'll possibly be going for an 8 to 9 minute stim push, something like that, before he even gets medevacs. And he actually was considering throwing down a 5th barracks right there before opting against it. So we'll have to see if he is going to continue to throw that down or not. He will be getting that early tech lab, getting reactor as well, and starting stim, I would imagine, here as soon as he does hit near 100 gas. Only one guy mining on this refinery here to the left, so I'd imagine that that's a mistake, or at the very least, if you want to mine with 4, do 2 in each geyser, as that is generally better. It's just you get 80% mining from 2 SCVs as opposed to 3 is just 100%, so that third one doesn't add as much. But look at this, ROOTaxeltoss taking an extremely fast third right here, and will he be punished by these 4-5 racks? So there he does throw down the additional barracks. Is this one stopped? What happened to the SCV? The SCV never finished it. Huh. Interesting, interesting. So I wonder if Barcode knows about this or not. I think the SCV was picked off by that Zealot a long time ago, and then he just kind of assumed that it was always going up. So now he's eventually going to have to move over there with that SCV. But wow, this is going to be, that could be critical right there. If he thinks he's going to have 5 racks production but only has 4 racks, that's definitely going to hurt his timing push right here. And so like I was saying, I'd imagine if he scouts the third base, which he has not scouted even the natural yet, but if he would get a scout over there in that third base, that could be huge, as he could easily push out with that Marine force that he has right now, with Stim finishing up here in about 70 seconds, and easily get over to his opponent's base. But it looks like Axel, instead going to do some aggression of his own, has all of his units, proxy pylons over here, really not going to have too much, but at least possibly just trying to fake his opponent out. Actually, he's going to be going for a 6-gate. It looks like 6-gate aggression here at the 9-minute mark, trying to poke into his opponent's base with that third expansion behind. And I don't think this is going to be able to do too much, and I think Axel knows it, as he's going to back off pretty quickly right there. And we'll have to see if he even tries to engage this once again. That Rex is still not done. That just amazes me. Combat Shield's now also going to be finishing up here fairly shortly, so once he gets those 2 upgrades, we may be seeing that push. But already that push is going to be a little bit late, and I'd say that Axel's fast third base right here has paid off for him, as our friend Barcode Terran is not really going to be able to do too much. So the fast third has been taken. Axel going to be able to retreat back. He's already on that 6th gate right there. We'll be getting double forge as well. Any robo started yet? No, there has not been a robo. So a little bit of risky play right there, you could say, from Axel, as 10 minutes into the game with no robo. Could have been possibly some Banshees behind this. He really wouldn't have known, as he has no scouting information really besides that 2nd barracks going up. So interesting right there. But both players playing, just trying to get back into it, as I said. And here, now that we have the medevacs out on the field, he will be going for a little bit of an 11-minute push right here. He's going to go ahead as well and pick off the proxy pylons. So will he be able to see this other one? Yes, it does look like he will. So he'll be able to kill off both those proxy pylons, and now floating the factory over to his opponent's base to, of course, get that scouting information. So Engineering Bay just now going to be finishing up with this +1. Medevacs are out, and I'd be very interested to see him start to push out very quickly here, as the longer that he waits, more his opponent gets ahead of him. As you can see, he's already up in workers, 59 to 50, going to be continuing to chrono boost those out, and has 6 gates with Twilight Council, double forge, and probably could be adding on even more gates. If you're looking at his money total right there, he has a ton banked up, and so a lot of gas as well. Is he going to be getting Storm? Yep. So there's the Temple Archives. So Temple Archives will be coming down. He will be getting out Archon's charge lots and going for that upgraded Archon charge lot ball that's so difficult to deal with. But here we do see the Terran player going to be pushing out. He's going to take down these rocks as well. There's enough for a few force fields to block this off, but it's going to have to come down to some decent micro from Axel, as he does not have charge yet. His 1-1 just finishes now, so it's 1-1 versus 1-0. Looks like some force fields will go down. A mass stim does occur right here. He needs to be careful not to lose too much. The Zealots, though, charging in, but there's going to be so many of them taken out here by our Barcode Terran. I'm not sure that Axel should have engaged so close to the ramp. He's going to be losing yet another sentry, and the units continue to be able to stream forward through tiny gaps right there. All of these force fields have been used. Actually going to go ahead and have to warp in back at his base. Charge still not complete. So once these force fields do break down, it looks like our Terran player is going to be able to continue pushing forward. He has a huge army lead at this point. He's going to push right in there, able to do a ton of damage without charge. These zealots are almost nothing. They're getting completely obliterated. At least he does have a small upgrade advantage. A nice warp in as well is going to be helpful, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. As our barcode continues to press forward, he's going to be able to start tearing away at these stalkers, and without any zealots right there to help him out, it's not going to be able to do too much. And it looks like the forges may go down. No, he's just going to instead focus the nexus right here. Probes being sent over to the third base, so the natural will get taken out. Pylons taken out. Will he snipe the forges as well? It looks like a couple of SCVs brought along as well to repair. One forge does go down. Will he be sniping the second? In the meantime, there's more units being sent over to this third base right here for our barcode, and Axel is in a terrible position. He's able to at least warp in a few Archons. Charge has finished for him, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, and now we see the units start to push over to the third. Axel is trying to do whatever he can to survive, but it looks like his third base is probably going to go down. Will Axel be able to get there in time and a turret? I'm not sure. It looks like it's going to fall, and yes, it will fall. So Axel falls down onto one base, and while I thought he would be secure, it looks like he tried to tech a little bit too much and just got caught in a bad timing with not enough units to really defend against that Terran player pushing out off of a very strong two-base. The rack still gets me every time. I can't. And he cancels it. He just cancels it. He says, forget it. I don't even want it anymore. And he's going to rebuild it. Oh, this is just great. That is probably one of the best things I've ever got to watch. So the only interesting thing is that he has yet to secure his third base 15 minutes into the game. While it was a very strong push and he did get a third base up, it is just sitting in his main. So I am very surprised he did not secure a third and fourth base possibly. And now ROOTaxeltoss simply going to just try and rebuild, and he's not going to get punished, it looks like, at all. So I'm very surprised by our Terran player's choice to back off really here and not go for any sort of aggression at this point, as his army value, if we look, is just even now. That's not right. Army, there we are. I was like, what am I looking at? Yeah, so his army value is way exceeding of his opponents there, as you can see. About 2,000 more minerals and just 300 less gas. So also the upgrades are both 1-1, I still believe. Yes, because he did snipe those forges. So, and this one is still yet to be powered up again by Axel. So Axel just trying to recover, trying to do whatever he can to survive at this point. Oh, okay, so he does have a... Both players are just killing me. So he rebuilds his forges over there. He cancels his barracks. You know, it's just a great game. More tech labs being added on, so going to get a lot of marauders with this group right here. And it looks like Barcode continuing to get his +2 infantry weapons, but doesn't have the armor upgrade here. And now he's going to push forward, start taking out these rocks, taking his fourth base as well. I do like that play, but I would really like to see some aggression, at least some drops or something. Try and pick off this pylon, pick off these forges, head over here, pick off the third base. I mean, there's so much that he could be doing with these units right now that he's just not. But he is adding Ghost into his army, already up to 4 Ghosts, 2 more on the way. Possibly even more, yep. So 7 Ghosts with 3 more on the way, going to be at 10 Ghosts, and I love when Terrans just get a large Ghost composition, as if you do have the clickability, I suppose you could call it, you can just sit there and snipe off all those Zealots so quickly, EMP those Archons, and just leave that army to be completely destroyed. And of course EMP the High Templar as well. So it looks like Axel actually going to be making a move out here. Very surprising. Needs to be careful though. All of his High Templars are kind of left in the dirt, and he's going to try and attack into this fourth base. It is a planetary fortress though, so he's going to have to be very careful. Ghosts are right there. Scans do go down, so he's going to try and push in, possibly go for some EMPs. A ton of scans being wasted here. I mean, I would imagine 1 scan being okay to see that army, but dropping 3 scans just to see the army retreating, I'm not sure about that one. In the meantime, all of these are continuing to just build Ghosts. So I said Marauders, I was lying to you. He is just going for the mass Ghost composition. We'll have to see how his micro is. And clickability, I like that word. I really want to come up with a better word for it, though. I like what I'm trying to say, at least. To just snipe every single Zealot in that army, because I believe he would have probably close to enough energy. It's only 25 around. He's got a lot of these ghosts already up near full energy, so he could snipe a ton of those. Another scan does go down here. He's going to be able to see Axel try and take this 4th base, and now he's going to be able to start pushing out with his army. He is at a max army versus the 167 of his opponent. EMPs do go down. They're able to snipe a couple of the Archons, a lot of the High Templar right there, and he's going to continue dropping these all over. I'm not sure Axel's army is really going to be enough to deal with it. It looks like the Storms, though, are going to do a ton of damage as he sits in those for too long, not able to snipe and EMP these High Templars quick enough. And another Storm goes down, able to do so much damage. He's just standing in the middle of these Storms right here, and it looks like he's going to once again try and push forward. It's still a huge army supply in favor of Axel, or in favor of Barcode, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And he was unable to EMP so many of these Archons. It looks like Axel going to be able to possibly even up this game right here. Look at all these ghosts, lazy ghosts, 10 ghosts just kind of sitting back, not with their army. They could have easily EMP'd all of that army and picked it off so quickly. But wow, Axel with a nice High Templar spread. He did get about 2 or 3 of those High Templars EMP'd, but he's still at about 4, I believe, 3 or 4 just kind of chilling over on the side that had near full energy. Able to drop 3 or 4 clutch Storms right there, all on top of the army. And Barcode was unable to just really micro his way out of it. So now it's 4 bases, 4 base versus 4 base. Doesn't even have a 5th base built. I do not see it anywhere on the map. So it looks like this game has completely evened up, but if we do look at the upgrades, we just have the +3 starting right now. So it's going to be 2-2 versus the 3-3. So 2-2 versus 2-2 right now, and then it will be 3-2 versus 3-3, excuse me. That's what I was trying to say. More Marauders being added in, so these will be able to hopefully kite some of these Zealots for our Terran player right here. But wow, I am very impressed, and finally Colossus are being added into this mix right here, and we'll have to see if our player Barcode's going to be getting any Vikings, if he'll even scout this. He only has 1 starport down right now to defend against that, so he would only be able to be making 2 Vikings at a time, and I'm not sure he really has much idea about any of that. It looks like a very charge lot Archon army centered. Charge lot, Archon centered sort of army right here is what I'm trying to say. And so when he adds the Colossus into the mix, that could be a game changer. In the meantime, though, still have so many ghosts. 21 ghosts on the field right now. Is that, yeah. But still, no other army. Look at this. He has 14 Marauders and 12 Marines and 21 ghosts. So he's going to have to be that maybe a little overkill, but if he's able to EMP everything and snipe all of these Zealots and High Templar, that could be enough to do a killing blow. But with these Colossus being added to ROOTaxeltoss' force and our Terran player about to max out, that could be really rough for him, as he's not going to have any Vikings, so he's going to be able to pick off the Observer at least. Axel's not going to be able to see when his army is going to decide to engage, but he does know it's coming at least, so he can start to spread everything out. There you go, getting nice spread on that High Templar, and it looks like we're going to see some EMPs go down there at the beginning. More EMPs possibly dropping. Yes, they're all over the place. They don't even have to hit. He is just EMPing everywhere and anywhere that he can with that many ghosts. Just EMP, go in and just say EMP this entire square right here and you'll be fine. And looks like there was a slight need for a pause, but now Axel going to be on the aggressive, and I like this move as he has the Colossus. His opponent was not able to prepare for this, so Vikings just now starting in production, and if Axel can push in right here, that could be deadly. This could be the end. This could be the final battle if he's unable to kill off those Colossus. We'll have to see. Looks like the Templar are going to go in early, able to get a huge amount of feedbacks down. How many ghosts were just killed right there? I want to say 8 ghosts. A storm drops as well, and EMP tries to blast some of these High Templar. I don't think it was successful. Yet another storm goes down, and Axel with just 5 High Templar right there able to do so much damage, and it looks like we're going to have to see Barcode back off a little bit. And he is in a terrible situation. He's able to EMP a lot, but his army is getting completely surrounded right here by Axel. He has nothing to counter against all of these Colossus, and it is just going to be a rollover here for ROOTaxeltoss. So he's going to obliterate this army. The Planetary Fortress is going to fall right there as we see the SCVs trying desperately to repair. Some more units heading over, and that's going to be it. So GG from Barcode and ROOTaxeltoss, coming back from being down on 1 base after getting practically everything sniped right there. His natural sniped, his 3rd base sniped, and his Fortress sniped as well, able to somehow manage to bring himself back into this game. What a great play there by ROOTaxeltoss, and my name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. I will see you guys next time.